I'm Vicky and welcome to my kitchen again. And today I'm making a Dungeness crab and shrimp curry with vegetables and finishing off with a loaf of homemade French bread. So this little puppy comes from the west coast of the United States, and look at him. Isn't he wonderful? Now, of course, he's dead, and when he was shipped, he was, well, he was cooked, of course, and then probably flash frozen. Now, they told me that this guy was cooked and then sent fresh, so doesn't have that smell. You know, you want to have a nice, clean smell, no fishy odor, and no freezer burn or anything like that on. So I'm going to tell you how to clean this guy first. And before we start anything, we'll just have to get going on this guy. So here's this little button under here, see? That's called his, well, I just say that's his little tail. Kind of bring that up and then get his shell right off of there. See how that comes off? All garbage. Take all this gunk and put it in there. These are the gills. Take all those gills off of there. And just put that, and that's the little pasty stuff there. Get rid of that. The gills and the paste and the stuff there. Kind of clean her up. Then you can just crack them right there in half. See? Nice. Then take these legs. They just come right off like this. You'll know if it's not, it tastes funny, so then don't even proceed. But so far, this is nice. Okay, what we'll do is you'll need a little mallet. So just kind of cut that so it's individual, kind of pieces, like, so it's easier to serve this. It's all good white meat, beautiful white, tasty, succulent, sweet meat. Now on these little claws, take off those little ends. They're basically useless. And those are done. Now, you can, again, break those. What you want to do is crack, not mash. So just take them and see how they cracked? Do the other side. Well, so as you eat, and you take your little fork like this when you're eating with them, you can just pry that open and then get the meat out, and it's easy. Hey, part of this meal that's fun is getting to the meat. So again, do that. See how it just cracked? And then once it's cracked too, the juices will permeate. Bring that out. This is going to serve 4 people, 4 to 5 people. With one, you could feed 3 to 4, but in my family, you need 2 crabs. The next, okay, put that in the fridge and wait for everything. The next thing we're going to do is take a ½ pound of ground pork, which looks just like this, just plain old ground pork. Now what you want to do is take 5 tablespoons of curry, and this is just regular good in curry. It's not hot curry, it's just plain old curry. And then 1 teaspoon of sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt in there. And this is going to marinate, I'd say I'd let it marinate for 10 minutes. Really mix it in really good. Like so. And this is kind of your base of the stew. And this is kind of a soup stew. Delicious. Hi, so now we're going to make the cooking sauce for the crab curry. And what we need are about 2 cups of chicken broth. And buy the best brand you like. Also, you're going to need some soy sauce, and I love Kikkoman's. Hey, It's naturally brewed, and it's the only soy sauce I use. So add to the 2 cups chicken broth 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Whoa. Okay. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Yes, I'm gonna put my little thing in there. This is gonna give your stew a little body here. And then we're going to add a little sherry, cooking sherry. And I don't just buy off the counter, I buy dry sack. So I like the good stuff. So 2 tablespoons of dry sherry. And then incorporate that by just stirring that up. And that's your cooking sauce. That will go in after you add some ingredients that I'm going to tell you about right now. So remember that we have already the pork that's marinating. Now I have chopped up 1 whole onion and 1/2 of a green pepper and a red pepper into bite-sized pieces, as you can see. And that will go in right after this is marinating. So we'll start in a second. Hi, okay, here we go. Now I have chopped up 2 cloves of garlic, a nice dice. So I've got 3 tablespoons of oil in my wok, already heated up. You can hear it sizzling. So what I'm going to do is put my 2 cloves of garlic in here. 1 swirl. Don't let it cook more than that. Remember the seasoned pork with your curry and your sugar and salt? That goes in next. What you want to do is just get that nice and brown. And cook that till it's, it's done. It'll take probably about 5 or 6 minutes. Keep chopping. You've got your cooking sauce ready, your veggies. What I also have is I've done some shrimp with this, so that's all ready to go, and I'll show you that when it's ready to go with the right after this, because we'll put the shrimp in 1 second. As my pork is browning, I have already cleaned and left the tails on a medium-sized shrimp, about like so. And we've got some hungry people tonight, so I'm doing, this is probably almost a pound, but really, and I did 2 Dungeness crabs, and I hope all this fits in my wok. But that's what I'm doing so far. So you can make this dish without the shrimp and just the Dungeness crab, but we like shrimp, so I like shrimp too. So that's what we're doing. Okay, now we're ready to put our shrimp in here. So what we'll just do is drop them all in, stir them around with your wooden spoons, and you want them to get pink. Not bright red, just pink. And it'll take probably another 6 to 8 minutes. And we're on about medium-high, you know, just about medium-high. So just let those cook along. So we've got the shrimp already here, and they're coming along very nicely. Probably see how you don't want them overly cooked right now. See how they're kind of turning pink and they've opened up a little bit. Now what I want to do right now is put in my veggies. Remember, the onion, the peppers, because they need to saute too and get a little cooked through, and all of these things will come together and oh, it smells good. Yes, sirree, Bob. Oh, it's delightful. On a cold winter evening with a loaf of bread and a glass of wine, nothing's better. That's what I say. Good movie or a good book. You got a nice dinner going on here, and your friends are gonna love it. Now, you want to let that cook for probably another 6 to 7 minutes. You know, softer and stuff, because everything will cook later after you put the sauce in, and the crab goes next. So this is all looking beautiful, colorful, delightful. Okay, now this has been on about 5 or 6 minutes. You can see that all the vegetables are starting to wilt and look a little like they're semi-cooked, and that's fine. Now what we want to do is add the cooking sauce. Stir it up a little bit, get it all incorporated, pour that in. Yes. And then we're going to add our crab. So here we go. Beautiful. Yeah. Toss it up, toss it in. Get all that going on. Keep it about medium. You can turn it down a little bit, but all of this is just going to simmer. Remember, the crab's already cooked, so all we do is need it to get it to a boil. And I love crispy vegetables anyway. I don't know who doesn't, but I don't like my vegetables soggy. So this is all going to be just simmering now for another, probably to get it to a boil in another 5 or 6 minutes, maybe 7. And then we'll add an egg that I will whip up and add an egg into the sauce at the very end to give it a little creamy flavor. Creamy. With this batch, maybe I need 2 eggs. We'll see. So that's going to wait for a minute. So this is just all on kind of the aroma is out of this world. It's like you're in another country. So I have the broth bubbling, and I'm going to add my. Before I was only going to put 1 egg in here, but I'm going to put 2 with this amount. And like I said, I don't usually do this big of amount, but I've got some extra people coming for dinner. So what you do is you put your egg, your beaten egg in here. 2 eggs for this amount. And just kind of incorporate it like this. Toss it up and get it to a boil again, and you'll see the egg start curdling. It'll start getting thicker. And this is so it's boiling, as you can see. We got it to boil. It's done. This puppy is done. Turn it off and you're ready to serve. Wow, look at that. And I've got my French bread. Whatever kind of bread you like, but I did a kind of a you know, buy and bake bread, French bread. So what we'll do is get a serving of this. Those are 2 big claws right there. Get some juice. Ooh, 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 ooh. Some veggies here. And see the pork? Wow. On a hot winter night, that is delightful. Use this little fork to get into your crab and eat it like this. Ooh. Oh, there's your dinner. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again.